Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top sports stories that happened this past week. I am your host, Eric. I'm a man right over there. Ron, how are you tonight?
Doing all right. I'm all fired up, ready to go.
You're actually like half left, by the way. You're like half left, but so just so you know.
What do you mean?
Yeah, you said you're all right.
Oh, I thought I was like over here.
I just want to give you credit, man. You got half left, too. Half left. We are live. We are fan interactive. So if you are joining us tonight, please take some time, jump into the chat. Let us know what you want to talk about. As long as it's not religion or politics, more than happy to talk to you about anything that's going on, especially in the sports world. James, thanks for joining, as always. One of our best. A lot to cover this week. So much fun, Ron, every week when we do this. And we always say there's never going to be enough, but there always is. So let's start off with our leadoff story, my friend. Kansas City Chiefs, they have defeated the Baltimore Ravens last night in the NFL kickoff game. Do you think Lamar Jackson can beat Patrick Mahomes when it counts? So Lamar Jackson, again, failed to beat Patrick Mahomes. 1-5 so far in his career facing Patrick Mahomes. Your thoughts?
Yeah, looking at the rosters, I don't think so. After what I saw from Kansas City last night, I might want to rethink what my predictions are for the season. I'll tell you, they look good. They look good. And I remember last year when they played Detroit in the opener, they looked pretty bad, and it took a while for them to gel. They came out of the gate last night, and I mean, Rice looks phenomenal. The whole team just was firing away.
What a
Worthy, oh my God, what a pickup that is, huh?
Yeah, that. I will say this. Lamar Jackson had an opportunity to win that game at the end. Yeah. 3 passes, 2 errant passes that didn't go where they needed to go, and then the third one was you cut it so close, and it was basically a toenail from being a tying score. But it seems like last year, even in the AFC Championship game, you look at it, you say, "Hey, more talent on Baltimore, should have won that game," and yet somehow he can't produce. Is this an indictment on Lamar Jackson? Is it the coaching staff? Is it a combination of things, Ron, in your eyes, that is causing Lamar Jackson to struggle every year against the Kansas City Chiefs?
No, I think it's more because of Kansas City, to be honest with you. Look, Mahomes has that it factor, right? He's got that it factor. He always comes up big when he needs to. And now you give him talent, in the receiver position especially. And he's a dangerous player, And frankly, Baltimore did a good job of keeping that offense contained, to be honest with you. I thought they played very well defensively. I don't think they played very well offensively. It was spotty here and there. But, again, Kansas City seems to, when they have a big game, and I think that even though it's the first game of the season, they know how they came out last season. And they know that Baltimore is their top contender. And they went out and took care of business.
Yeah,
Baltimore didn't.
James chimed in with, it just thinks it's rust. Again, the core of the Chiefs stayed the same for the most part. You got the new Ravens team, right? It didn't look comfortable yesterday at the running back position. You just Derrick Henry didn't seem like it fit yet. And again, this may be because in preseason these guys don't play together, and a lot can be said about the preseason and how teams are actually going about it at this point, because you see it week 1, week 2. It's such a difference. The Chiefs looked good, but again, to your point, the talent level has increased. I didn't even know they had Juju Smith-Schuster back on their roster.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you got Hollywood Brown, who was out, and then you added Worthy, Rice, who should have been suspended. Whatever, I'm not the league, but he's playing. So you know what I mean. And then Pacheco, who had a bad game last night, but again is a very good running back for them. And then obviously you got the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, if anything's going to come close to beating Brady, it's Patrick Mahomes. If he just finds ways to win. He's shredding the competition. I mean, that's how I look at it, Ron. He's out there right now shredding competition. I think maybe in your backyard.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in Texas and the Chainsaw Massacre is about to take place.
All right, buddy. Oh, it's almost Friday the 13th. Next week's show. So, I mean, that's a good segue.
Which is alarming.
Friday the 13th. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So, does Lamar Jackson need to figure a way to beat Patrick Mahomes for his career to actually feel like it was complete? 2 MVPs, Ron.
Yeah.
Again, pretty consistent winning record. Obviously, he's done a ton in the NFL. If he doesn't get past this hurdle, could that be a problem when you look back in totality?
Well, if
he
can't get past
career?
this, Eric, if he can't get past this hurdle, he'll never win a championship. Period. Because Patrick Mahomes is standing in his way. If he can't get past Patrick Mahomes, he'll never win a championship.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you may be right. Real quick, next week, we did want to just give a quick update. We will have an interview next week with David Pert, the Rhode Island Football Club president, and David Bortz, who's been on the show quite often. Great conversation every time we've talked to David. And again, a Rhode Island Soccer Hall of Famer. So excited to have them next week. So join us next week for that interview. If you're joining us live, feel free. You can ask them questions about Rhode Island soccer and what's happening right now in the state and how you can participate and find ways to help them continue to grow. So looking forward to that next week, Ron.
Yeah, I
Peyton
am
Manning
too.
needed to be Brady. Yeah, right. Did Peyton Manning? I don't think he needed to, but again, if you look at what Peyton Manning's career was, he was always compared to Brady. And unfortunately, listen, Peyton Manning, and Ron, don't get upset with me right now because I know you're gonna. But if I had to pick a regular season game to win, like a must-win game, I would pick Peyton Manning over Tom Brady. I would.
You're out of your mind.
I'm not, because Peyton Manning was just so intelligent that he could do things that no other quarterback could do mentally. Tom Brady had that it factor. To your point, Ron, you're down in the Super Bowl by 3. Tom Brady's going to find a way to win the game.
Or 28.
Or 28. Yes, good call. Shout out to the Atlanta fans out there. Dallas, Georgia, WDJY 99.1
It's still
FM.
funny. It's still funny.
That little shot at the Atlanta Falcons there. But I will say this, Ron. Until he won a Super Bowl, you really, you know what I mean? You really didn't even put him in the same bracket.
No.
So Lamar Jackson
that's what he's facing now. Lamar Jackson's going through. I don't care how many MVPs you have. Doesn't matter. How many Super Bowls do you have is what matters. You know, it's that simple. Your legacy is how many Super Bowls you won. And that is why Tom is the best of all time. He's got more than anybody.
Let me ask you this. This is going to be just off the cusp here. Would you put Lamar ahead of Aaron Rodgers?
I think talent-wise he is, but results, no.
So where does Lamar rank currently? Patrick,
Not
number
very
one.
high. Not very high.
You don't think he's top 10, top 5?
Top 5 right now in the league? Yeah, probably.
That's what I'm. It's like that's what I'm
But
saying.
it's a big look after Patrick Mahomes. It's a big drop off. Like who's won? You know what I'm saying? It's a big drop off.
Like James is going, no Super Bowl appearances yet.
No.
Aaron Rodgers has been in 1.
Right.
Like we make it seem like Aaron Rodgers has been there 3 or 4 times. Aaron Rodgers has been in 1 Super Bowl.
Right. And that's why I think Lamar
Russell
Jackson
Wilson
right now is better. But as a whole, career-wise, not yet. He's not better than him now.
Ron, Russell Wilson's been in 2. Do I put him ahead of Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. Like that's
all time, probably.
Right? Like it's insane to think about how important it is to get past your nemesis to be able to be included in that group.
You know, and this is why Russell Wilson still has a job. Because of 2 Super Bowl appearances, even though one of them was funny. You know, look, I mean, you are measured by championships. And I know I do that more often than not. When we do all of our lists,
you definitely
generally I go by championships for the most part.
Yeah. I don't know if
the numbers are so glaring.
So before we move on, let me ask you this. Do you agree with James, possibly the team getting to know each other? If these 2 teams meet in the AFC championship game again, could Lamar Jackson beat Patrick Mahomes?
Depends on where it's played.
It was in Baltimore last year.
Right. And right now they're the underdogs to win the conference because they just lost to Kansas City.
Yeah.
So they're already starting off as a negative. If they have to go to Kansas City, they're not winning.
And a better division,
only have
right?
a chance. Right.
And Baltimore.
They only have a chance if they play at home. And you got a gauntlet in that division.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have them winning that division, but a game or 2, and I picked them to beat Kansas City in this game.
Yeah,
they're already minus on the list.
They're already out.
So now the chances are they might not win that division. They might not, because it's that little that separates that division.
Agreed. Let's continue with the NFL talk and some news coming out of Pittsburgh. The Steelers quarterback situation just got very interesting. Russell Wilson, calf injury, is iffy now to play on Sunday. Is this a benefit to the Pittsburgh Steelers or a curse? It's a little Friday the 13th preview.
I'll tell you, this is a slippery slope, right? If he doesn't
agree.
play and Fields plays well,
right? What happens?
Fields stays in.
But what happens too if Fields isn't playing well, but he can't get over this injury bug? Like there's so many different factors for Pittsburgh. I think they went into this thinking Wilson, our guy, listen, he struggles, you go with Fields.
Yeah.
Now, if you got to go to Fields, go back to Wilson. And then if Wilson's struggling, what do you do at that point?
If you have 2 starting quarterbacks, you don't have any, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
is this a shame too with can the 49ers lose it? Like, what are we doing? But you got to look at the fact that,
wait a minute, what the hell? Why is that there? It's clearly supposed to be something else.
But I will say this. Russell Wilson's career the last 3 years has just been a mess. Like this, I know we have guys that get later in their career and maybe they hang on a little too long. That's not even the case with him. Like he played pretty well in Denver last year. It was just he didn't want to take a pay cut. They were like, we're not keeping you for that money. Move on. Now he gets to Pittsburgh, finally getting another starting job, right? Seemed like the coaches were going that route. And then the injury now that could cause him to possibly lose the job.
It could. I mean, like the big question is, will he try to go with an injury? And if he's got an injured calf, he is not going to be the same player. So most likely in my book, it's got to be Fields, and then if Fields takes the job,
James, take it to Vegas, buddy. Put money on it. I would put money on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a weird situation because I agree with you. I think it was a lot closer when they're making a decision that between Russ and Justin Fields. And now this kind of, if you get forced to push Fields in, the team rallies around him. Now it's very hard for Russell Wilson to even get back into this mix.
Yeah. The only good part about the whole situation is that they're very similar type quarterbacks.
Yes, from Pittsburgh's standpoint, yeah. Like you don't change the offense.
Right. So I think that is the one thing that's benefiting Pittsburgh with this. I think this makes Pittsburgh a playoff contender. I don't think they'll get there. I think they'll have a winning record, but I just don't think it's enough because you got two guys that really, one's on his way down the spectrum and one is trying to figure out if he's even on the spectrum. So I mean, to me, I think the upside is Fields. For Pittsburgh's sake, they should hope that he goes in and plays very well, because that would be better for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree, my friend. I want to thank Kenny joining us now live as well. Appreciate that. Some great NFL conversation, but we're going to move on, Ron, to our starting five.
No.
Not yet. Let's do the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame voting is currently going on as we speak. Go to Sports Unfolded Sports poll page on Facebook. Help us induct one of these fine linebackers into the Hall of Fame. Derek Thomas,
last week for this.
Derek Brooks, Junior Seau, Kevin Green, and Mike Singletary, all phenomenal linebackers. This is a tough one, but join the Sports Unfolded Sports poll page and cast your vote. Help one of these gentlemen get into our Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. They're on the right. All the inductees currently. One of them will join Barry Sanders, Jerry Rice, Jim Brown, Joe Montana, and Lawrence Taylor. The great thing about our Hall of Fame is it's voting on by the fans. LT is on the list. LT is on that list. LT's on the other list too, which
I keep forgetting to change it.
But he is in our Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Yes, LT. Great linebacker. So another great linebacker will join him. You just said it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we'll get it right at some point. We'll get it right at some point. But join Sports Unfolded Sports poll page on Facebook and cast your votes. Again, 1 week left on the polling before we closed that out. So if you'd like to get one of those linebackers in, cast your vote. Still time. Now, Ron, let's move on to our starting five.
There we go.
Warm welcome for Bobby Boucher. Warm LT welcome for Bobby Boucher. Yes, sir. One of the best lines in a movie too, right? When he's like,
I just watched it again today.
Don't do drugs. Right? Like, oh my goodness.
I just watched it again today while I was doing my research.
So our starting five, we actually went back 36 years, episode 36, Birds of a Feather. Starting 5 is the 1988 NBA All-Star reserves. Could not be a starter, had to be a reserve only. And then when I did it, I was like, wow, there's some really good reserves. I was pretty surprised. But Ron, you are
if I can find it.
You are first this week. I'm sure your list is going to be very similar to mine. But we normally start off with our honorable mentions. So if you like, I could go first and mention my honorable mentions, Ron.
I don't have any idea where mine is. No, I can go first. All right. So my honorable mentions are James Worthy. And then a sub honorable mention, Mark Aguirre, because there was really nobody else that had the numbers.
See, I had James Worthy, but Alvin Robinson, a 6-time all defensive and a 1-time defensive player of the year. So I gave him an honorable mention.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. So let's hear this list. At number 5, Ron, who is
Hey, I might not be able to give you my stats, but I do have my list. Oh, here they are. I found it just in time. See that? All right. So my number 5 is Kevin McHale. 971 games. I am having all kinds of issues seeing. 971 games, 17.9 points, 7.3 boards, 1.7 assists, Hall of Famer, 7 All-Stars, 1 All-NBA, and that actually hurt him in this. It actually hurt him, and that's why he's down at number 5. 3-time champion, 6-time All-Defense, and 2-time Sixth Man. But I put him at number 5 because of that only 1 All-NBA.
So at 5 for me, Kevin McHale. And some of the reasons you mentioned, least amount of All-Stars out of all the guys that are left.
Yep.
Lowest points per game out of all the guys that are left.
Yep.
And then to your point, 1 All-NBA, which was the least of all the guys that are on my list remaining.
Correct.
So I could see it, but still better than everybody else. It was tight between him and James Worthy. I will give you that.
Yes, it was. That was the big decision.
The all defense kind of put Kevin McHale ahead of,
and that's
Worthy.
Exactly what I thought.
Other than that, Worthy would have been at 5. All right, so 4.
Number 4, I have Patrick Ewing. 1,183 games, 21 points a game, 9.8 boards, 1.9 assists. Again, all these guys are going to be in the Hall of Fame. So 11-time All-Star, 7-time All-NBA. And that, to me, I thought that was kind of surprising. I knew he was a great player, but, 7-time All-NBA is pretty damn good. And a 3-time All-Defensive. Nothing else, but those All-NBAs really put him above Kevin McHale.
I have to agree with you. At 4, I went Patrick Ewing. And again, 7 All-NBAs, pretty big. 3 All-Defensive, too.
Yeah, so he was there on defense as well.
Yeah, never thought of it. You guys ever do a top 5 multi-sport player? The problem is, how many are there? If you can get us a list, yeah, Bo, Dion,
Michael.
Roy Jones. He played some basketball and boxed.
Kenny Lofton.
Are we talking at the? Oh, Kenny Lofton, right?
Kenny Lofton played college basketball, if I'm not mistaken.
But then, if you were going to do that, Ron, Michael Jordan, obviously number 1 in basketball all time. Kenny, I know you disagree, but sorry. But then when his baseball career wasn't very good, so does that drop him down?
Yeah, it could.
Right? Because Dion was so good at baseball.
I think, Dion was good at both.
Right? Bo Jackson, collegiate counts too. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Get us the list, James. Send us a list. We'll do it. You're going to have to do the research. We don't have that kind of time. But if you can do it, you send us the research. We'll absolutely do it.
You can do it.
All right, we're at number 3.
Yes, number 3.
Hey.
I have Clyde Drexler, my number 3. It was pretty close between 3 and 2. But Clyde Drexler, 20.4 points per game, 6 rebounds, 5.6 assists, 10-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, and 1 championship. Nothing else to go along with those numbers. And that's why he's sitting at number 3 and somebody else is higher.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna have the same list. Clyde Drexler had 3 for me. And then I was like, he won a championship, and I'm just trying to think, but it was with the Rockets, with that with Akeem and them, and it wasn't really I think it was more
he was not the main.
Yeah, so he did, but 10 All-Stars, 5 All-NBAs. It put him at 3 for me.
Yeah.
So number 2, Ron.
Number 2, Sir Charles. Look, we've had Charles Barkley in this quite a few times this year, and he always manages to get up there.
I think I found our next list for next year, for next week. But go ahead, finish your point first.
So Charles Barkley, look, he's a phenomenal player. I really wish he would have won a championship, because then it would justify so much, right? 22.1 points per game, second on the list, 11.7 boards, top on the list, 3.9 assists. So averaging a double-double for 1. Hall of Famer, 11-time All-Stars, 11-time All-NBA, 1 rebounds title, an MVP. He just didn't have that championship. But those numbers are much better than Clyde Drexler, and he gets the nod for number 2.
I also had Barkley at number 2. You said the reasons. Plus, he had an MVP. Ron, next week, starting 5. James, Kenny, if you're going to join us, which you normally do, how about this? Top 5 athletes who should have won at least 1 championship or deserve to win 1 championship.
Oh, my God. That's doing work.
Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Charles Barkley, right? Like, you could go, this list could go, but who would be your top 5?
Wow, Joe Thornton comes to mind.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, think about, like, that's a good list. Let's do that next week.
All
top
right.
5.
I better start working on that now.
Guys,
that's going to be a tough one.
That's an opinion based, right? Who you think deserves it. Who was that? Like you said, Charles Barkley.
Oh, so not Dan Marino then.
Well, if you don't think Dan Marino deserves it, no. There you go. Ron, at number 1, let's hear it. Oh, okay, Kenny said okay. He's in. All right, James just, so I'm going to think that he's going to do it too. Cam Newton. No, stop it.
Oh, come on.
Well, first of all, Cam Newton. I liked Cam Newton, not Cam Newton. So Michael Vick, maybe?
No. How about Juice Newton over Cam Newton?
Juice Newton.
Playing with the Queen of Hearts.
Oh, my goodness. Number 1, Ron.
Number 1, of course, in this list, it's definitely Kareem.
How is he a bench? How is he a reserve?
It's not even close.
He was a reserve in the All-Star game.
Listen to these numbers. 24.6 points per game, 11.2 boards, 3.6 assists. Okay, that's pretty good. Pretty good, right? 19-time All-Star. Only 5 times All-NBA, though.
15, buddy.
Oh, 15. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that one there. It's still only 15.
Only 15. Horrible.
All right. 1 rebound title, 6 MVP. Is that right? 6 MVPs?
Yes, sir. 6.
Yeah. 11 all-defense, 2 scoring titles, 4 block titles, 2 Finals MVP. Oh, he won Rookie of the Year, by the way, and of course, only 6 championships.
You know what disappointed me about his career? He didn't have an assist type. No, just 6 championships. Like, come on, Kareem. But I was like, come on, this should be, because I didn't want to put, if you did it, Michael's in there and all that.
I know.
I'm like, oh, I'll do the reserves. And I'm like, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was on the bench. Hey, forget it. He's number 1. But
yeah, but it's a good thing that he was there, because then there would be really no honorable mentions.
Stop it.
Because then that would move James Worthy into the top 5, and then honorable mentions just wouldn't even matter.
All right. Let's continue this NBA talk. This is a big story coming out. Do you think the Philadelphia 76ers would consider a move to the state of New Jersey?
No.
There's a proposal on the table.
Yeah, they'll talk about that. They'll threaten with it, but they don't want to go to New Jersey.
You think this is a Robert Kraft going to come to Rhode Island or New Hampshire type deal?
Yeah, this is them saying, all right, we'll give you the stadium, we'll give you this, just don't go to New Jersey.
Yeah, so right now there's a $400 million tax credit that New Jersey has offered. Camden is where they're talking. The team already has a complex there, training complex and headquarters there. So from that standpoint, could help New Jersey. But Philadelphia also has a $1.3 billion arena near Chinatown that they've already said they're kind of committing to. So I think Philadelphia is pretty safe to say they're going to try to keep them. I think the biggest part of Philly. Yeah, I think the biggest part of the story is I'm getting tired of seeing teams move to different cities, states, whatever. So bad, even the Jets, Giants. Yeah, they do play there already, right? They're not even New York. They're not even based out of New York. But it was funny, and I know this is going to sound crazy, but the other day I was talking to somebody who's an Oakland A's fan. And I'm like, I didn't even think they exist. Yeah, they do. It's an actual thing.
It's like the M&M and the Santa commercial.
And Santa, right? Exactly. They is real. but I was like, and I was like, oh, he's like, I've been forever, right? And I'm going through, he's going through it now. And I'm like, yeah, because it's no longer. They're playing in Sacramento next year, so they're not the Oakland A's anymore. And I said, in 3 years, they're Vegas. He's like, yeah, I'm still debating on if I'm gonna be a fan. Like that's what they're doing to these fans out there now. If Philadelphia did lose the 76ers,
Chargers are no exception, right?
Yeah, right. Think about it. Oakland with the Raiders, like they bounced back and forth for how many years, and there's still people that are diehard Oakland Raider fans that will not support the team.
Think about the Rams fans who they keep flip-flopping from St. Louis to Los Angeles.
Yeah. And it was because the league wanted it in Los Angeles. That's all that was. That's all money. It's revenue. And it's sad because there's people out there that want to support these teams, and you go through that. But yeah, I think I tend to agree. I don't think this is a real story because I think they're going to stay in Philly. They have to, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
this is a ploy to get a bigger tax break.
Yeah, and maybe out of Pennsylvania. That's going to be crazy, though. Chinatown, you get a little bit of basketball. They said they're worried about parking, everything else that's in that part. They do a lot of different things over in that area. I don't know. That might be. But big key here is by 2031, their lease runs out in the Wells Fargo Arena. So they said they have to have something done in place sooner than later because they got to get the arenas built and they got to make sure everything's ready to go because they're not going to stay there another year after the lease is over. So that could factor in this, Ron, because if time crunch starts to get to a point where they say, look, if you don't have something concrete on the table by this date, we're going somewhere else. So
who knows? It could be the Hartford Sixers.
Yeah, Connecticut needs a team. I'm just saying. At some point, something besides these little soccer teams or whatever. Not that I'm discrediting this. There we go. Anyway, let's talk some Major League Baseball, Ron. This story's really bothering me.
I guess so, because I didn't even think about it.
Should Shohei Ohtani be eligible for Major League Baseball's MVP as a designated hitter. There's a reason why the Nets left New Jersey. Good call, right? They went to Brooklyn. But now New Jersey might be back in.
Yeah, leaving New Jersey, though. There's a difference. Leaving Philly and leaving New Jersey are two different things. No
Basketball
offense to the
capital of
folks
the world.
in New Jersey, but let's face it.
Yeah,
It's better.
Hofford deserves a team. Good call, James. So, Shohei Ohtani.
Hey, we
Should he
have
be
a
eligible?
WNBA team in Connecticut.
Yep, the Sun. The Sun. They're doing pretty well. But
So if they were
What do
to
you
get
think?
an NBA team, would they be
Yes.
called the Moons?
oh, come on. Really? I still think, you know what I think? Hockey would have been better. Bring back the Whalers. They still got a big following in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Like that when they went to Utah, the Coyote, I'm like, it would have made more sense to bring them to Hofford again.
I mean, you think about this now. They drew more than 5,000 fans at their games. Unlike
Arizona.
Phoenix,
So didn't make
Arizona
sense.
Coyotes.
All right, let's talk some baseball, my friend. Shohei Ohtani. Your thoughts? Should he be eligible for MVP as a designated
I mean,
hitter?
yeah, he should be eligible. He's playing, right? So he should be eligible. Now, would I vote for him? Probably not, because I think if somebody's going to have comparable numbers and they're playing in a position, I'm going to vote for the other player. Like his numbers, to me, if you're a DH, you have to have just an unsurmountable lead over everybody.
So this is where the problem lies.
For it to be.
You just said the one thing and the reason. So first off, how many MVPs that have been DHs? Do you know, Ron?
No, I don't. Maybe
0.
what? Edgar Martinez? No, not even
0.
him.
There's been no player who's
Right.
primarily a designated hitter ever been
Right.
MVP. The closest they've gotten is Don Baylor. He started 65 out of 162 games at DH, which is a 40%.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani's 100% DH. He has not played in the field.
Yeah. Nope.
So there's one. My second problem is this. Baseball has all these unwritten rules. We always talk about it, right? You don't steal if you're up by 10 runs, right? It's like an unwritten rule. You don't blah, blah, blah. So how do they change this rule if they've never elected an MVP that's been a DH before? How do you do it now? You can't. Technically, he's out. But the problem lies, Ron, and you said it earlier, there's nobody in the National League that's even close to him. Like even close.
So do you have the numbers in front of you?
I do. He's got 545 at-bats, 158 hits, 44 home runs, which ranks second. Batting
so he's
290.
second. See, that just puts him out of it to me.
Aaron Judge is the American League. So
okay, so who's
in the
next?
National League? Ozuna, who's also DH. This is my point. Like, he's fifth in RBIs with 99. He's second in stolen bases with 46. In the entire Major League Baseball, there's nobody even close. Ozuna was the only guy. I was like, oh, Marcell Ozuna. All right. And then I'm like, wait, he's listed as a DH. So it's almost like they don't have a choice but to break the rule, or you give it to somebody who's clearly not worthy of it. What would you do in that situation?
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
Right? Like, pitchers get the Cy Young, so you're not going to make a pitcher because Chris Sale could technically be an MVP.
Maybe this year could be the year a pitcher gets MVP.
Chris Sale, baby. That would be, he is on fire.
That would be just awful.
He wins the Cy and an MVP after leaving Boston.
That would be just devastating.
I don't know. I don't know if it happens, but it's starting to head that way. And it'd be weird because it's not a normal thing that happens.
Look, you still got to have somebody in Philly or somebody in, I don't know, some other team.
Nobody's dominating, though. He's dominating the National League.
I'm just saying.
So again,
see how it shakes out.
So somebody who's less deserving is going to win it if they go that route.
What was that for?
Because I thought you were going to do it a Taylor. Thought you were going to do a Taylor Swift thing there. Just shake it off. All right,
I would not be able to do it as well as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, all right. Let's move on, Ron. You want to do some split decisions?
Sure.
Our split decision segment, basically, we ask each other two more likely questions, and we have to make a decision. Ron, you are first this week, so I will get to answer your first split decision.
All right. I don't know which one I want to do first, so I'll do this one because I just love it. Oh wait, no, I'll do. Who is more likely to be the biggest breakout player from game one? So when you finish the season, they're going to be the biggest breakout player.
Okay.
And this is from day one, yesterday. Will it be Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, or Isaiah Likely? So who is more likely?
Likely's not a bad player. He's actually pretty good. I think it's Worthy because I still Rice is going to serve some kind of suspension. It's coming. I'd be shocked if something doesn't eventually come down. It just depends on how long he can push off his court.
What for, Eric? Why would he get a suspension?
I don't know. Yeah, little minor fender bender. All right, Ron.
Oh, that.
Yes, nobody cares. My flirt. I'm flirting.
Flirt.
I don't know. Hey. It has to be likely.
James is going to comment on that.
Or it's got to be likely because he's already likely. So who's more likely? Likely. I like that one. All right. My first split decision. There were 4 quarterbacks, Ron, who threw 30 touchdowns or more last season. Who is more likely to do it again this season? Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, or Jared Goff?
Oh my God, really? That's it?
Those the only 4 that were 30 plus.
Dak Prescott. Plus.
Really?
Yeah.
No love for Jordan. Get it? Oh, Jordan Love. Everybody's got their money on Jordan Love. And Brock Purdy, all the talent around him. You went quick right to Dak. All right.
I think he's more likely.
More likely?
Yeah, if he had Likely on his team, he'd definitely do it.
He's got Zeke. Zeke's back. Look at what he did with New England. Zeke. Oh, no, nothing. Elliott back home. All right, your second split decision. Gone home. Gone home. Bench. Bench.
Oh, I love it. All right, my second. You're gonna love this one. I thought long and hard about this and who I should include. What actor is more likely to have better success in the NHL if they were a real player? Paul Newman from Slapshot.
Okay.
Rob Lowe from Youngblood. Adam Sandler from Happy Gilmore. Russell Crowe from Mystery Alaska. And Eddie Cahill from Miracle, who was Jim Craig in the film.
That's a tough one. But I saw
pretty good, right?
Yeah, that was actually really creative. I did see a Rob Lowe, Adam Sandler. I saw a Rob Lowe thing where he practiced with like Gretzky and some of those guys, Edmonton.
Oh yeah,
and he did pretty well.
Oh yeah.
So I would go Rob Lowe based on what I saw there.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, he's actually a pretty decent player. And you know who else actually played hockey? Um, what's his face? John Wick. I can't think of his name. Keanu
Keanu
Reeves.
Reeves.
He
Yeah.
actually played hockey.
Wow.
Michael J. Fox. He was constantly a co-captain for the Bruins. Not now,
You're trying to
obviously.
get me in trouble, and I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, I know. You gave that away. And Alan Thicke.
Really? He's no longer with us either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So they were all hockey. There was a bunch more that have played. Some of them you would never even suspect it, but yeah,
I like that. That was a good
somebody
question.
was a goaltender. I can't remember who the goaltender was.
That
It
was
was
a good
definitely
question.
somebody you wouldn't even expect. But so you didn't give the answer.
Rob Lowe. I said Rob Lowe based on what I saw. I mean, he played
Yeah.
with Gretzky,
I know. Yeah.
the greatest hockey player of all time. He played with Gretzky.
Yeah. So I thought it was
Rob
really
Lowe.
creative.
That's pretty good. That was really good. I'm proud of you.
Because I
I'm
wanted
proud
to
of you.
watch Miracle, but I watched football today. But I didn't want to make it about football again because we just had a lot of football movies last week.
Yeah.
So I went the other way.
The other way. I
and I
like
went
it.
hockey.
All right. My second split decision. Clay Holmes currently has 29 saves and 11 blown saves, which leads Major League Baseball for the Yankees. Is it more likely he finishes with 35 saves, which means he gets 6 more, or 15 blown saves, which means he has 4 more blown saves?
Wow. So he needs 6 and 4. I'm going to say blown saves.
I'm going to tend to agree with you. Absolute trash.
I would have expected them to go out and get a closer.
When they don't make it to the World Series this year, because you've got by far the greatest man hitting the ball ever right now, and Aaron Judge, because the guy's batting 323 and hitting almost 60 home runs. It's ridiculous what he's doing, and you're gonna blow it. And Soto's probably walking after this season, and Stanton finally decides to hit, and you don't go out and get pitching. Clay Holmes, absolute joke. So I don't get it, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna crap on my own team. Speaking of crap,
hard. It's not hard.
No, it is. Speaking of crap,
I mean, I make a living out of it.
Speaking of crap, and I don't even know, he's probably a very good player. But let's talk some NHL. There's not a lot of stories out there for the NHL people.
Wow, so you just called Mark Stahl crap.
He has retired. Thoughts on his career?
Yeah, but I'm still reeling from you just calling this guy garbage, basically.
No, he was good. I mean, his numbers aren't like world-blowing numbers.
But it's definitely worthy. It's worthy of this. A Christmas card lost.
Yes, let's go. Hey, look,
the
you
man
flip-flop
retires
our numbers.
And you what?
You flip-flop our numbers. You got 63, I got 36. All right.
Yeah, and this is a down year for me.
But come on, guys. Listen, 53 goals, 181 assists in 11,036 games.
He's not a scorer. He's a stay-at-home defenseman and a very good one
in his career. So plus 52, I was giving him 7 game-winning goals, man. Slow it down.
But he's out there against the top players all the time.
All right. He did have time on ice, was pretty impressive. Almost 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Time on ice. That's pretty good. So he was out there. I agree with you on that part of it. I didn't call him crap. I was just.
Oh, you definitely called him crap.
I did. But again, I don't know. Where do you rank him, like, from the defenseman standpoint? Top 50?
No.
There you go. Okay.
Top 50?
Is he in the 100? 100? Thank you. Top 500. Is he in the top 500?
Top 500, definitely.
All right. So there you go. So
he might be top 150.
Okay. All right. Played for 4 teams, Ron. Do you know which 4 teams?
I believe I do. The New York Rangers obviously was most of it.
Drafted.
Florida. Ooh, I might not know the other two. I always thought it was Carolina, but that was Jordan Stahl. Maybe Buffalo.
Nope. So he played for the New York Rangers, obviously drafted by the Rangers, going back to the Rangers, right? In a role with the Rangers. Detroit Red Wings.
That's what. Yeah, Detroit.
Florida Panthers.
Yeah,
and ended his career with the Philadelphia Flyers.
Oh yeah, he wasn't very good there.
So Mark Stahl retired, top 150 possibly.
Yeah, but he's going. He's going to be a good addition to the coaching staff.
Yeah, listen, the experience, right? The experience.
Yeah, he's going to help that defense. Not that Adam Fox can't do the same job, but while playing. But yeah.
So
I almost sound like I'm crapping on him. But
you are crapping on him.
He's actually
crapped on him.
He's a serviceable defenseman. I don't even know why you did this story. There was
you literally just went, "Oh, she has a nice personality." That's what you just did. You just did it to him. She's got a wonderful personality.
Wait, are you calling him a she?
No, but that's that compliment that you try to say is a compliment when it really means she's ugly. The girl's ugly. Oh, she's got a wonderful personality. You just, he's a serviceable defenseman. That means he's crap.
He is.
He was crap. Poor guy.
Right, so,
I mean, he had a great career.
But why not talk about Swayman, who still hasn't signed? And now
you want to keep talking about Swayman. Nobody cares about Swayman because the Bruins don't care about Swayman.
I guess the report is that they lowballed him.
That's not good. That's not good for Boston.
So who are we going to have in net?
What are they doing?
Or something like that?
What are they doing?
I don't know what they're doing. Just sign the freaking guy. You had $8.9 million on the cap. Sign him for $8.9.
Ain't gonna happen. I'm telling you right now.
And then an extra million every year. I don't care. Sign him for 20 years.
He's done. He's leaving Boston. They're gonna lose both goaltenders the same year. How do you do that? How do you make out that way where Ullmark and Swayman could possibly be gone from the two of the best goaltenders in the league together anyway? And then who they hugging? That's the key. That's why he won't sign him for less money, because he doesn't have the hug thing no more. You didn't think of that.
He can hug with the other guy that they just got from Ottawa. Whatever his freaking name
Maybe you don't like that guy's hug.
Corpusalo?
Oh, you remember his numbers were horrible. Yes.
Yeah, they were bad.
But talk about more crap. But I'm just saying, he needs a hug. Maybe Ullmark just was a gentle hug. It was a better hugger. Top 5 hugs. Starting 5 huggers.
Well, they used to do that in the Red Sox organization too, right?
Hug each other?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Devers gave a lot of hugs.
Maybe that's why your boy left to San Diego.
Yeah, maybe he didn't.
He didn't want to be touched. He's not a toucher. He's like, don't hug me.
Nah, not a toucher. Wow. This is going in a different direction.
Some people don't like to be touched. I'm just saying.
Well, most people don't like to be touched. I don't like to be touched.
You gotta get your sensitive side, Ron. I would hug you right now just because I feel you need a hug. There's days you need a hug. That's a fact. Go back and watch 4 years of this podcast, and you'll see days where you go, give that man a hug. Just give him a hug. The poor thing needs a hug.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to do? Pick and roll? You want to talk? What's our?
No, we got to do the boxing
Hall of Fame. Kenny wants a hug. See, Kenny says yes. He agrees. You need a hug. All right. Join the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Open now. Hug Life.
Is that a new Disney movie?
Instead of Thug Life? Yeah, Hug Life.
No,
right?
Instead of Bug's Life.
Oh, you could do that too, yeah. Or maybe instead of, Tupac Shakur's son becomes Hug Life instead of Thug Life. So yeah, I like it. I like where we're heading here.
Yeah.
Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook, currently open. Cast your vote for the next inductee into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. These great boxes: Joe Frazier, Roberto Duran, George Foreman, Ken Norton, and Carlos Monzon. So let us know who you want to join. Muhammad Ali is the only inductee currently in the Boxing Hall of Fame for the Sports Unfolded.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising, to be honest with you, but it's just worked out that way.
Yeah, Rocky Marciano only got 1% of the vote last time.
Or 2.
It says 1. I don't know. We got him on.
Oh, it is 1.
So,
Sorry.
no, that's okay. That's okay. But I will say this. We're
Really
going to have
small.
we're guaranteed another boxer for sure. But we got to, who's joining them? Cast your vote at Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on
Get on
Facebook.
there.
It is open currently.
It's like we have all these people out there watching, and only Kenny and James are commenting. Come on, throw the
Join in.
comments out
Let us
there.
know. Did we miss a boxer? Was there somebody you think should have been, or we should nominate for the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame? If you'd like Sports Unfolded merchandise, Patreon.
Oh yeah, Patreon.
Right? Get on there. Get some merch. You know what you got to do, Ron? Maybe get a little like picture things you could post up, and you could show them all the great merchandise we have. The pins.
Well, I mean, if they go to Patreon, it's all on there.
Manny Pacquiao would have been a good one too. Yes.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Pacquiao, Butterbean.
I think those were chosen from the same decade.
Yeah, we try to keep it. Yes. Yeah. But Butterbean.
So it's a little fair.
Butterbean.
Wait, we're gonna induct a turkey?
No, that Butterball.
Oh, Butterball.
Butterbean.
Butterbean. That is not a turkey.
Butterbean.
Isn't he a big guy with the bald head?
Yes, he was. And he had the American flag shorts.
Okay. Like Rocky?
Heavy set guy. Yeah. More raw body type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you can say that.
What are you saying? We're perfectly fit. All right. Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Polls are open now. Cast your vote. All the inductees are voted by the fan. So those are fans' votes. That's what makes ours different than anywhere else. There's no writers. There's no politics to it. You get to decide who gets in. So cast your vote. And if not, it's a crime that you didn't vote. Crime.
Yeah.
I got the SVU coming out right now.
And if your last name is McGriff, you'd be the crime dog.
Crime dog. Fred. So you also have all different ways to follow us on our social media platforms, right? Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, MeWe. We're on everything. So join us. Follow us on Rhode Island Broadcasting on YouTube. A lot of great programs on there as well. Going on daily, morning show. Kenny is, on every Saturday. I mean,
tomorrow morning.
Does a great job. We're on TikTok as well and Instagram on Rhode Island Broadcasting at Sports Unfolded. So RI Broadcasting or at Sports Unfolded. So check us out there as well. Donate stars and bits, right? Great opportunity to give us, a little help and continue to help our show grow. Sponsor the show. We'll tell you how later on as well. But again, check us out. So many different ways. We
can get David Pert to sponsor the show.
Yeah. The best, no pressure. The best sports podcast on the planet. You can try all the others. You're going to come right back to us. So yeah, I guarantee you that. And Fan Interactive, you get to join. Possibly we're working on some phone things too, where maybe you'll be able to call in. So we'll check on that as well. So there might be some stuff coming down the road where you get to talk to us as well. If you don't like looking at these beautiful mugs as well, you can join any of the audio platforms as well. We're on all of them as well. So many different ways to listen to us. Spotify, Google, Amazon, Red Circle, TuneIn, Podbean, podcasts. And want to thank our fans out in Dallas, Georgia, WDJY 99.1 FM. We're on every Saturday from 1 to 3. We appreciate all the support we've gotten from them. SEC TV, Public Access Channel 12 in Southeast Connecticut. We're on every Tuesday at 10 p.m. there as well. If you're listening or watching, join us live Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single week. Discord as well. I know a lot of the kids get the big Discord thing, man.
Also, if you do listen to us on the radio in Dallas, Georgia area, send a message to the radio station. Just flood them with messages saying you'll love the show.
Yeah, get us on. We'll be on every day then.
Yeah.
Right? We could do that.
That would be nice, huh?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right. We're going to get back into the show. We're going to do a pick and roll, Ron.
It's time for pick and roll.
It's getting
As soon
a
as he
little dark
finds it.
here.
Oh, yeah. Look at you. Little mood lighting. I like it. See, you need a hug. In 1988, these players led the NFL in receptions. That would be Al Toon, Mark Clayton, Henry Ellard, Eric Martin,
list.
J.T. Smith, and Keith Jackson. We got to rank them from 6 to 1. You are first this week, Ron. So your pick and roll.
Yes, I was just stunned in how much talent was on this list. I was just amazed. Number 6, I have Eric Martin. A total of 8,161 yards, 544 receptions, and a whole 35 touchdowns. 2 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro.
Yeah, I think you're.
Oh, nope, sorry, wrong one. One Pro Bowl, 0 All-Pro. He had 49 touchdowns. Sorry, my bad. I was reading the wrong guy at number 5, but Eric Martin, number 6.
6. Okay, Eric Martin, 6. Okay.
J.T. Smith, I have number 5. He had a whopping 6,974 yards, 544 receptions, 35 touchdowns. But he had 1 more Pro Bowl than Eric Martin and 1 more All-Pro. So I put him at number 5. Doesn't really matter because I think they were both kind of trash. Number 4, not cartoon, but Altoon.
I'll give you one.
517. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
517 receptions, 6,605 yards, whole 31 touchdowns. Really, really lit up the scoreboard there. 3 Pro Bowls and 1 All-Pro. So there's a little theme here. You just keep going up by 1. Number 3, I have Henry Ellard, 814 receptions. So he was a burner. 13,777 yards, the most on the list, 16.9 yards per reception, 65 touchdowns. He had 3 Pro Bowls and 2 All-Pro, so 1 more All-Pro than the last. Number 2, I have Mark Clayton, and I was happy that there was somebody at least decent on the list. 582 receptions, 8,974 yards, 84 touchdowns. That was great. 5 Pro Bowls. So he had more touchdowns than Ellard, so I went with him. And number 1, I went with Keith Jackson. 441 receptions, 5,283 yards, 49 whole touchdowns. But this man won all kinds of awards. 5 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pro. Woo! 1 Super Bowl, and that's what put him on top of this list because he actually won a Super Bowl. And he won a Rookie of the Year, so he was clearly the more decorated of the players. Yeah, I am not impressed with this list.
See, I disagree. I was actually quite surprised with the amount of receptions from a lot of these guys. I will say this list little different. Sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. 6. I had Altoon. 517 receptions, which the least of anybody on this list except for Keith Jackson. And think about it, different positions. Only 31 touchdowns, 12.8 yards per reception. So least amount of touchdowns, second worst in yards per reception, least amount of receptions for a wide receiver on this list. So I put him at 6. JT Smith, I went 5, so I think we agreed there. 2 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro, nothing impressive. 35 touchdowns, 544 receptions. Eric Martin, I had at 4. Because of the yardage, 8,161 yards, which is much better than the other 2, and 49 touchdowns, 14.8 yards per reception. So whatever, 1 Pro Bowl. At 3, I went Keith Jackson. Tight end, right? So 441 receptions, so obviously less than the other guys. 49 touchdowns, 5 Pro Bowls, 3 All-Pros. You said a Rookie of the Year. The championship really wasn't. It was at the end of his career in Green Bay. Didn't matter.
Hey, at least you got it.
At 2, I went Mark Clayton. 84 touchdowns. I thought that was pretty impressive. That's pretty good for only 582 receptions. 15.4 yards per reception to 5 Pro Bowls. But Henry Ellard was a very good wide receiver for the Rams. And
you can see that.
Honestly, you competed 814 receptions, not something to not be impressed with, and almost 14,000 yards receiving. 16.9 yards per reception. So again, you think about his numbers. I mean, it was very good.
So let me ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
You're starting a football franchise.
Yes, sir.
And you have your number 1, whoever it may be.
Yeah.
Are you choosing one of these guys to be your number 2?
Henry Ellard, I would choose. He was a very good wide receiver. You may not remember. He was very good in the
I remember.
He overshadowed. Jerry Rice overshadowed everybody. Henry Ellard was a very good receiver for the Rams. He really was. He was a very good receiver. So I would pick him. Altoon or some of these other guys. Mark Clayton benefited from Marino, and he had Mark Duper on the other side. So those two together, the Mark brothers.
I
don't know.
I think they all kind of. I mean, because you look at it this way, they were the leaders in 1988 in receiving yards, right? What does that say about the rest of their career?
There wasn't a lot of receptions that year. I don't even know what they got. Honestly, I don't remember what the leader was. 80 something.
I mean,
a lot different back then.
Going to be like 900. So almost all of their yardage just came in that year. That's
stop it.
The way I look at it.
Stop
That's the way
it.
I look at it. They're not good. They're not good. Sorry, they're not good.
That's not very nice.
I like Clayton because, he had a lot of touchdowns. And the only reason why I put Keith Jackson ahead of him because he actually has a Super Bowl.
93 receptions that year for Altoon to lead the league.
Yeah,
Clayton had 86. Ellard had 86. So they were tied for second. I think I did this for a reason, too, because I think 6 was or 7. Roger Craig was at 7. Believe it or not. That was weird. Keith Jackson finished with 81 that year. JT Smith, 83.
That's a crappy season to be a fan.
Ricky Sanders, Keith Byers was Keith Byers and Keith Jackson between them, 153.
That's a crappy year to be a football fan.
Jerry Rice must have been hurt because he only had 64, but he had 1,300 yards. Art Monk and Andre Reed, Jesus, bringing us back here. But yeah, nobody really impressed.
So Rice had 64
Most yards that season, 88. Henry Ellard, 1,414.
And then Rice.
Rice was second. Eddie Brown,
And he
third.
played half the games.
Anthony Carter. No, it doesn't say how many. Jerry Rice, 16 games, played a full season. Yeah, played a full season. Henry Ellard had 22 more receptions.
Oh, was that a year? Was that the year that maybe Steve Young got a concussion?
No, Steve Young wasn't even that quarterback then.
All right. So was it Joe Montana out?
Montana. Mark Clayton
Yeah.
led the league in touchdowns that year, 14 receptions for touchdowns. Henry Ellard was third. I'm telling you, Henry Ellard was a good player.
Yeah, for that year.
You're not giving him. It was not that year.
I'm not giving him credit. I'm not giving him credit.
He's got. Now I'm looking it up.
Good. Look it up.
I want to see his best season. If it's 88, I'm in trouble. It was.
Right.
86. But then he had 78 in 1990.
So
74
I was right.
94, 70 and 89. After that, it was
4 years. Yay.
Oof. 97. Oh, well, he was old then. I give him that. Let's see. 80. What's the year after? 89, he had 70. He had a good stretch there. Henry Ellard, quality
4
player.
years.
Disrespectful, Ron. Thank you, Henry Ellard.
Yeah, I don't care.
We're going to barely see you soon anyway, so it's going to be really, really cool. All right, let's go. Let's move on to our predictions. We're going to bring up that chart. Hopefully, James and Kenny are still around for this now. We didn't have 4 and 3 for you last week, 3 and 4 for me. One game that was different. You won, obviously. So, did not have a top 5 driver, either one of us as well. So that hasn't been going so well recently. But if you are joining us live, we're going to give you the games. Let us know who you pick for your. That was really impressive. I can't believe you moved that fast. Let's get a little shadow.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
I just gotta sit like this.
Look at that. Oh, look at that handsome fella. That's a good profile. All right. So you are first this week, Ron. We are going to start off with Major League Baseball. The thinking man. Yes. 9-6 series starts tonight. Cleveland Guardians at the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, because like the Dodgers aren't just going to roll over Cleveland.
Cleveland's first place.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you're going Dodgers?
Look at the division they play in.
I went Dodgers as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you there. Got to go Red Sox beating the White Sox. James is picking his own.
I'm not sure about that. They've been losing to everybody.
Kenny and James both went Dodgers. Anybody else out there want to make a pick? Get your name on the chart. Come on.
There's a bunch of people watching.
9-9. Well, Monday, this series kicks off. Kansas City Royals at the New York Yankees. One of those Clay Holmes blown saves probably going to happen.
In this series, yeah.
In this series. But I went New York anyway. I still think that they're going to pull this one off. Royals, though, fighting for that final playoff spot. So it's not going to be an easy one.
Yeah. I went Yankees as well. I mean, both of them are going Royals.
Yeah, because they can't root for a New York team. I can't with these guys. James under 500. You should stop picking.
It's not about rooting.
Don't pick with your heart.
Yeah.
You can't pick with your heart, James.
No, you can't. That's why I dug myself a hole.
Pick with this thing right here. Right there. Tonight as well, in Connecticut here, the Las Vegas Aces at the Connecticut Sun, Ron, WNBA action.
I'm going.
This is where you make a pick, buddy. I didn't know.
Yeah, but it wasn't my turn. But
yes, it is. You're the third. That's the third game.
Well, then why did you pick the first one?
No, you picked the first one.
No, you picked the Dodgers first.
No, pick the Yankees.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know what Kenny did. Kenny just put a blank screen. Kenny, make a pick. Oh, there it is. The Sun. Kenny went Sun. CR sub.
Well, I don't know.
Connecticut done. What are you drinking, James? Sun, holy. That whole string right there is priceless, dude. You got CR sub to Connecticut done to Sun, holy crap.
It's all right, you know.
That was great.
It's
James.
rough for some people out there.
Yeah. Did you make a pick, by the way?
I did. I said Connecticut.
Oh, you went Connecticut.
What did you pick? I don't
Las
remember
Vegas.
you picking one.
Went the Aces.
Okay.
Went the Aces. They got to start winning some games here.
They have to start. It's too late.
Well, I mean, they're in the second place, but I'm just saying, if they're going to try to three-peat, four-peat. Are they four-peating? I think they're going four-peat. Maybe. Anyway,
well, they're peating.
They're peating. What they're doing a peat, whatever peat it is, 3, 4. I know it's not a 2-peat. It's definitely a 3 or 4 peat. 9-6 tonight as well. Minnesota Lynx at the Indiana Fever. I went Fever. Caitlin Clark, they've won 5 straight games, over 2 games over 500 now, playing some phenomenal defense. They figured some things out. Fever, be careful in the postseason.
Yeah, just give Caitlin Clark the ball.
I'm just saying, be careful.
Yeah, I went Indiana as well.
All right. So the Indiana Fever. You give me fever. I think Kenny got a fever. I think that's what that was. I like it, Kenny. I got a fever, and the only prescription is, oh boy, Jack Daniels. Gotta be.
Oh, that's my cure.
Right?
That's my go-to cure-all.
Telling you right now, great pain reliever, Captain Morgan. every time. Tonight as well on Peacock, and only on Peacock. More cowbell. Oh boy. Green Bay Packers at the Philadelphia Eagles, even though it's in Brazil. Game's in Brazil, Ron.
Yeah, I'm going Philly.
Fly, Eagles,
and I won't
fly.
watch it because I'm tired of paying for shit.
I'm not paying for it.
Crap.
That's what I heard. Crap.
I know.
Yes, I heard it. I heard crap too. Philadelphia Eagles, though. This is it. It's a big game. Oh, poor James. Sorry, buddy. That's a Cowboy fan. Can't do it almost. Oh, Kenny went as well with the E. That's a clean sweep on that one. Ron, let's see how James goes on this one. Sunday, Dallas Cowboys at the Cleveland Browns. Is this my pick? Your pick. Your pick.
Yours?
Is it mine? I went Dallas. I went the Cowboys. Tom Brady's first game. It's calling it. Unshocked James. James went Dallas. I can't believe it.
I'm going Cleveland.
Ooh.
I am going Cleveland.
Going the Browns. Deshaun Watson over Dak Prescott. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Cleveland defense.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to at least put up some kind of points. Kenny couldn't find anything that was brown. 9-7 run Saturday. Got number 3 Texas at number 10 Michigan. It's a big matchup. This could playoff seeding here already early on.
Yeah, I'm going Texas on this one. I know Michigan is ranked, but
ranked
Texas
10th.
is number 3, and I just think that they're a better team.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Michigan.
No, I'm not either.
Right? Like, I get it, but they lost a lot. James going Texas. I went Texas as well. That means Kenny's going Michigan. You can already tell. See? Told you. He's an Oppo guy. He's an Oppo guy. Ron, NASCAR. Got the Quaker State 400 in Atlanta. We need a top 5 driver.
Yeah, this is the beginning of the playoffs too.
I don't like
Yeah, it is.
NASCAR's thing. I know, but then they start off with their Super Bowl as the first race. I don't get it. Anyway, go ahead.
It's not their Super Bowl.
That's what they call it. The Daytona 500 is considered their Super Bowl, which
This
is
is
the
the
first
Quaker
race of the
State
year.
400.
But I'm saying that's their first race. I don't get it.
Oh,
And then you go to the playoff.
oh.
Like it
Yeah.
should be like that should be the last race of the year.
Well, you would
Joey
think, but-
Logano.
Yeah, I'm going Ryan Blaney.
James went Joey.
I was thinking Logano, so that's a good pick, James.
Logano. Ron's going who? Ryan
I
Blaney.
went Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney. And I went Kyle Busch. Not a very good beer, by the way.
No, it's
Probably
terrible.
never gonna be a sponsor because I don't even think I'd want him to be.
I don't think so either.
And Sports Unfolded beer brought by Crap Beer Busch.
I would not be able to do the commercial for it.
No, you don't think so?
I would not be able to. I could not sit here and honestly tell you that to go out and get that crap.
Rob Smith. I don't know what that means. Well, who's Rob Smith?
Oh my God, really?
Who's Rob Smith?
Boy, that is obscure. For the driver.
Oh, Kenny. I didn't even know. Is that a real driver? I didn't know what it was. I was like, who's Rob Smith? If this guy finishes first, we all take it back, Kenny. All of us. Rob Smith. I think you made that up. Is that a guy's real name? Is he a real driver? Rob Smith?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So that's our prediction segment. Tune in next week. We'll let you know how you did. What else could we talk about, Ron? I don't know. Let's talk about all the different ways you can like, share, and follow our show on our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, MeWe, Ricky Bobby. It's Ricky Bobby. If you ain't first, you'll last, James.
Bobby.
But I will say this too. You can listen to us on all our audio platforms. You can follow us TikTok as well. So many different ways. You can watch us on SEC TV every Tuesday night, 10 p.m. on Public Access Channel 12 in Southeast Connecticut. WDJY 99.1 FM in Dallas, Georgia on every Saturday between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. You can cast your votes. Polls are currently open at the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook for these fine linebackers: Derek Thomas, Derek Brooks, Junior Seau, Kevin Green, and Mike Singletary. Let's get one of them inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's still not going to work. Okay.
Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo, baby, yo. Say ow.
So cast your vote for one of those fine linebackers. Help them join the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. And what about boxing, Ron? I think there's a phenomenal some phenomenal boxers as well. Joe Frazier, Roberto Duran, George Foreman, Ken Norton, and Carlos Monzon. You can cast your votes to get one of them elected into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame as well. As simple as joining Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. Cast your votes. These polls will stay open for one more week, and then we will announce our winner. Ron, I think people out there need to know how to sponsor our show.
Yeah, possibly. I think that might be true. Definitely. Don't you think?
I think so.
Okay, so you can sponsor the show by simply sending us an email to this address right here, ribroadcasting.media@gmail.com. We can send you out all the information you need to know. And it's just like going to your local coffee shop, buying a large iced coffee and a chocolate eclair. Went with eclair today.
Oh, nice.
So
I will say,
it's very, very inexpensive.
I will say this: hundreds of eyes and ears on your business daily, right? Daily, though. So you think about it, you'll have an opportunity to have your business broadcast daily. And again, this lives forever. So you know what? You sponsor us now. Somebody watches a show 2 months from now, or 2 months ago,
Yeah.
guess what? Your name's still on there, so
And
you'll have
we
that.
still get views from first season, Eric.
Yeah, it's insane. Insane. Ron, normally how we end our show with our final thoughts. Doesn't necessarily have to be sports related. It could be about anything going on in the sports world today.
Absolutely.
You are first this week.
Am I?
You are. So we'd
All
love to
right.
hear your final thought.
So I kind of have two of them.
What? Holy cow.
So a month ago, Tara Davis Woodhall got an Olympic gold in the long jump, right? In
Did she
the
come up
Olympics,
short?
right? No,
No.
she got the
Oh.
gold.
Okay. All right.
Well, I believe it was yesterday or the day before. Her husband, Hunter Woodhall, a double amputee, won his own Paralympic gold medal Friday.
Awesome.
Oh, Friday. So today. So it was early today at the Stade de France. So he got his own
That's
gold
awesome.
medal. So husband and wife duo ended up winning gold at the Olympics. Now, how
that's
great is
crazy.
that?
That is crazy. That's incredible.
And really, the other thing that I have is like we're heading into October soon, and to me that
Can we get
signifies
through
one thing. It
start of hockey
signifies
season?
that hockey, basketball,
Basketball.
football, baseball, WNBA, NASCAR, golf, they're all going to be going full force. And that is an exciting time to enjoy sports. So I'm just looking forward to that. Next month is going to be exciting.
I agree with you. And join us every Friday night, 6 p.m. We'll be talking about it.
Yeah.
My final thought, Ron. Great points, by the way. That was awesome about the Olympics. So if you had an opportunity to watch the game last night, there's a new rule that the NFL has enforced with offensive linemen and the tackle having to have his helmet lined up with the center's at least belt. We saw this during the preseason with New England, where they several times in a row kept calling the tackle for being in the backfield. We saw it again last night with the Baltimore Ravens. And I'm just trying to wonder where the NFL at some point just says, let me take the L on this one and get rid of this rule, because it's absolutely atrocious. Because sometimes I think they're going to call it when it looks more blatant, and then when it didn't look as bad, they called it. I think they're always in the backfield. I don't think I've ever been able to line up the guy's helmet with the center's belt to make sure that he's not in the backfield. I don't know why they made this rule. It's a dumb rule. It's actually taking away from the game, because every other play, it was like a flag for an entire series. Like, can we just stop and play football? You're already obsolete tackling and all these different rules, and now you're going to make it where the offensive linemen have to be like, can't even be a quarter of an inch off of, like, what are we doing? Let's play football. It's a big L here for the NFL. Stop. Get rid of this rule.
They've been getting a lot of L's.
Yeah, get rid of this rule. It's absolutely horrible. It's garbage. Fans.
What do you think about the kickoff?
I like it and I don't. I guess I think the problem is they, like, even yesterday, it was all kickbacks. It was all touchbacks. I mean, all touchbacks. The whole purpose was this so that you would actually have kickoffs, and they were still just kicking it out of the end zone. So what's the purpose of that either? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Blame that on Bill, because he said if he was coaching, he would kick it out of the end zone.
Yeah, so I just don't get it. I don't know. I do want to mention again some interviews next week. So join us next week. David Pert, the Rhode Island Football Club president, and David Bortz, Rhode Island Soccer Hall of Fame, will be joining us. So coaching time.
Looking forward to it.
So check them out. Ron, I want to thank you for an amazing show. Kenny, James, thank you for joining us live. Anybody who joins us afterwards, like, share, follow the show. Tell all your friends. Join us Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rhode Island Broadcasting. And all we ever ask for every single show, Ron, is peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody.